I'll be back.
Why is he really crunch? Not bad.
What did you do?
Nice.
Don't eat the cookie yet.
Yeah, we went to Nebraska and ended up at my grandma's house.
That was really nice of her.
Yeah.
Ate lunch. Yeah, that was fun.
For lunch.
Belief system, and so that we say it in word, but our actions will eventually show what we really believe as far as a philosophy. We may not even, and other people might not even have a written philosophy. I mean, how many of us say, all right, this is my philosophy? Very few of us, unless you take a college class, it like narrows it down. But rather, our actions just spill out of our life philosophy what they really are.
Do not be wise in your own eyes. Fear the Lord and shun evil. This will bring health to your body and nourishment to your bones.
That verse came from Proverbs 3, 7 through 8. Before we start, we're going to tell you what philosophy is.
With Will, Andrew, and me. So,
What was that one?
that one was about philosophy, I'm pretty sure.
I don't know, I like the challenge, our philosophy Devo. I thought it was kind of challenging, but it's not something I really looked into a whole lot, so this Devo kind of made me look into it a little bit.
Proverbs 20. When you think of philosophy, you think of questions, and some questions that are normally and frequently asked.
I think God reveals himself in nature through his creation. You can't deny that he is a creator when you look at creation. One thing that you hear a lot nowadays is, especially when you have a hard choice, is follow your heart, do what your heart says. But Jeremiah 17:9 says, the heart is deceitful above all things and desperately wicked. And that's why it's so important to get memorize the Bible, follow the Christian disciplines like fasting, praying, so you get it in your head. Like when you have a tough choice, you can go back to the Bible. What does the Bible say? Don't follow your heart. It's actually astray. Follow what God says. And you won't go astray.
That becomes more defined, and we don't necessarily have to have all the answers to every little thing, but there is something in us, innate in us, God-given in us, that we follow some kind of man-made, God-made, culturally made philosophy. You guys have surfaced a lot of that biblical perspective. I love that. Good stuff. Will, what you shared about the heart, kind of spot on, because our culture as a whole, that's our default button, isn't it? Well, they were good, or it was from the heart, or
It feels right.
it feels right. Yeah, it feels right. That does not make it right, though. That does not make it righteous. It does not make it holy.
Colossians 2:8. See to it that no one takes you captive through hollow and deceptive philosophy, which depends on human tradition and basic principles of this world, rather than on Christ.
Summit is made for those young students who have no idea what their worldview is.
4 out of 5 students in America today say they have no sense of purpose or direction in life.
Summit is created to help strengthen their worldview and to understand why we're here, where we're going, and who we are.
I think that the Summit exists to equip young people to minister effectively to the culture that they live in. I expected to learn more about what I believe as a Christian and different ways that I can share with other people who don't believe the same thing as me.
Imagine if you could spend 2 weeks in a place where the best leaders in America would stand before you and challenge you and give you a sense of responsibility for what's going on in the world.
And the teachers here have taught the students that it is important to know different ways to respond to the issues in the real world.
I think it's helped me a lot to understand different people that have different struggles and different worldviews a lot, especially since a lot of the speakers come from backgrounds of some of these other worldviews. This experience will change the way I interact with people in my culture. People here at the summit are genuine. So it's cool to be able to have like real conversations with people and also have a ton of fun because everyone here is a blast.
I do enjoy the people here a lot. Here is a concentration of people that has brought me to think about how I relate to others.
You're sitting next to people who are gifted and fun to be around, and they love God.
You can sit down next to anyone at a meal and talk about anything and discuss what you've been learning and how God is working in your life, even if you've never met the person. Everybody's here to learn and to grow.
It has empowered me to look at people differently and to look at how special they are, how unique they are.
At Summit, our goal is to help students become influencers in the culture. And the DNA of influence has two strands. One is understanding a biblical worldview, learning to love God with all your mind and with all your heart. But the other strand of it is relationship.
To reach out to each individual here has been really, really cool. And to be reached out to has been even cooler.
This experience will just help me to interact with people differently because I can understand more where they're coming from.
Summit is more than just an experience of learning in a classroom. It's actually more like a gathering of warriors, people getting together to learn the truth about God, the world, God's nature and character, but also what we need to do to be making a difference in the world.
My relationship with God has been changed because I've heard these people talk about their relationships with God, and I've also heard them prove why they believe it, and that has been a new thing for me.
Summit is a place that allows each person to be developed with a Christian worldview and to reach out to people with other worldviews and to interact with fellow believers.
It's a good place to come and to learn more about what we truly believe and how to show other people that it is true.
Imagine actually being convinced that you could be one of those people who would make a difference.
It's important to know why I believe what I believe as a Christian and as a person, because when people come at me with their worldviews, I can stand up for the gospel, I can stand up for what I believe, I can stand up for what's true and right.
The culture draws a line for this generation and says, don't you dare step across it. Stay on this side where life is boring and predictable and we can control you. But there is an opportunity for students to step across that line into a life that's unpredictable, but is truly an adventure, the kind of life that really makes a difference for other people. And we're saying to students, we challenge you to step across the line, and we're going to be walking with you the whole way.